Weather 12 forecast.
Well, Pete and I tracking this storm. It is here, and unfortunately the snow will only get heavier over the next several hours. Snowing at a pretty good clip in some locations. The roads are already covered. Take a look at a couple of weather cameras that we have. This is at North Scituate, where for now it's just kind of a coating on the road and a coating on the deck. But up in North Scituate, we're forecasting 3 to 6 inches of snow. We've increased the snowfall accumulations, and we're taking to Newport, some reduced visibility and some steady snow as well. Even along the coastline, before the change over to sleet and rain later tonight, you will pick up several inches along the coast as well. And one more stop, Oakland Beach in Warwick. 45 minutes ago the ground wasn't even covered. It is already covered, so roads becoming slippery, at least the untreated ones, and this will continue. Now, on Doppler radar, the darker green indicates moderate to at times heavy snow. This is we have the radar set in high resolution mode, so it can really pick up a lot of detail. I know it doesn't look like much, but see the strips of darker green? There's one here near westerly southern part of the state, and another one that is offshore. We call this on Doppler radar, it's called banding. So within these darker strips of green, you can get some pretty intense snowfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour. And with the ground cold, it doesn't really take long for this to really stick and accumulate on decks and on the cars and things like that. So, the travel certainly going downhill here, and certainly cold enough to support initially all snow here. 28 to 30 degrees, the average temperature right now. Westerly's at 30, Providence at 30, and Newport coming in at 31. So threat tracker now through at least tomorrow morning, looking at the yellow level for obvious reasons tonight with the winter weather coming through. Tomorrow morning, it's not a snow issue, but rather rain. So it's here, that's heavy snow for this evening, high impact on that. And even though it's snowing and it's definitely winter out there now, we do expect late tonight and tomorrow morning some heavy rain. So we're watching rivers for at least the potential for some minor flooding, and then obviously travel is a significant issue this evening and tonight with the snow coming down very hard. Here's the leading edge on the Doppler radar. Developing area of low pressure, developing storm off the Mid-Atlantic coastline right about here, and this will track north and east, really bringing a wide variety of weather. Initially snow, then sleet, which are the little pellets of ice, and then eventually a cold rain and some strong wind by tomorrow morning as well, as this tracks off to the north and east. So here's the breakdown. You can see the shield of snow overhead. 10 o'clock this evening, all of this dark blue represents moderate to heavy snow. But watch how the colors change offshore. By midnight, the pink represents sleet and rain, and that transition over to green, which represents all rain, overnight tonight and through tomorrow morning. In fact, some of the rain tomorrow morning for the commute, heavy at times, along with temperatures well above freezing. So we go from the snowstorm tonight to some heavy rain tomorrow morning. Now notice this is 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. It's drying out, no precipitation, with some partial clearing by late day and early evening, and this sets up for much better weather Friday evening and Friday night. The snow amounts have increased just based on, we were talking about the banding. When you can get these intense snowfall rates over a short period of time, it doesn't really take long to pile up, and it's very localized. One town can pick up 4 or 5 inches, the next town over it's only 2, 3. But regardless of these numbers, this is high impact in terms of travel. So up to 3 inches along the south shore, 2 to 5 inches in this area in pink, and anywhere from 3 to 6 inches in the northwest part of the state. So obviously we've seen storms bigger than this, but boy, this is certainly enough snow to really cause some problems as far as travel. And so this is pretty much the scenario for this evening till about midnight before we start to see that switch over to rain into Friday morning. So rain Friday morning, drying out in the afternoon, 46. The weekend looks dry. One thing I wanted to point out, New York City has 5 inches of snow, and I've seen pictures of some suburbs in New York City where only 5 inches of snow has caused the tree limbs to sag and break. So we're going to have to watch that situation later on this evening and during the overnight as far as limbs failing and maybe some power outages.
Something that Providence DPW told me yesterday is they were concerned about leaves freezing over the drains and then causing a lot of street flooding.
Yeah, you've got heavy rain tomorrow, so now we're dealing with snow and puddles.
Oof, perfect combination of unperfect
scenario.
Yeah. More coverage you can count on still ahead on Eyewitness News. Crazy dash cam